12 Anxiety Symptoms That Lead to a Disorder. Welcome to iBrainHacks educational channel. What is an anxiety disorder? Anxiety disorders have symptoms that last for more than a month, according to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America. Anxiety is the best known and most common anxiety disorder, affecting nearly 40 million American adults each year. Anxiety has many causes and, while it can affect a person at any age, it's common among older adults, especially those in their 60s and older. So what exactly is anxiety and what makes someone have an anxiety disorder? What causes anxiety disorders? What causes anxiety disorders is a matter of debate. Some think that anxiety develops in response to adverse life events. Others believe that anxiety is triggered by the brain's fight or flight response and may be influenced by genetics and childhood experience. Is anxiety a mental illness? It's not a mental illness, it's a brain disorder. Many people with anxiety disorders learn to manage the symptoms or find effective ways to manage their anxiety, such as cognitive behavior therapy. Number 1. Compulsive behaviors. To be determined to have a fanatical impulsive problem, an individual's obsessiveness and meddling considerations should be joined by enthusiastic conduct, regardless of whether it's psychological, disclosing to yourself it'll be good again and again, or physical, hand-washing, fixing things. Over-the-top reasoning and urgent conduct become an all-out jumble when the need to finish the practices, otherwise called customs, starts to drive your life, Winston says. On the off chance that you like your radio at volume level 3, for instance, and it breaks and stalls out on 4, would you be in a complete frenzy until you could sort it out? Number 2. Excessive worrying. Once more, periodic concerns are ordinary, however, for those with summed-up uneasiness problem, GAD, those concerns don't really disappear. As indicated by the NIMH, individuals with GAD stress over average things, including well-being, cash, or family issues, yet for a bigger scope. They proceed to worry about those things in any event, when there's not an unmistakable motivation to stress. This tension is likewise regularly difficult to control and makes it hard for victims to zero in on their day-by-day undertakings. Number 3. Restlessness. Restlessness is another basic side effect of anxiety, particularly in kids and teenagers. At the point when somebody is encountering restlessness, they regularly depict it as feeling nervous, or having an awkward desire to move. One examination in 128 kids determined to have anxiety problems tracked down that 74% announced fretfulness as one of their fundamental anxiety side effects. While restlessness doesn't happen in all individuals with anxiety, it is one of the warning specialists as often as possible search for when making a conclusion. On the off chance that you experience restlessness on most days for over a half year, it very well might be an indication of an anxiety problem. Number 4. Feeling agitated. At the point when somebody is feeling on edge, a piece of their thoughtful sensory system goes into overdrive. This commences a course of impacts all through the body, for example, a hustling beat, sweat-soaked palms, insecure hands, and dry mouth. These manifestations happen in light of the fact that your cerebrum trusts you have detected risk, and it is setting up your body to respond to the danger. Your body shunts blood away from your stomach-related framework and toward your muscles in the event that you need to run or battle. It likewise expands your pulse and increases your faculties. While these impacts would be useful on account of genuine danger, they can be incapacitating if the dread is all in your mind. Some exploration even recommends that individuals with tension problems can't lessen their excitement as fast as individuals without uneasiness issues, which implies they may feel the impacts of nervousness for a more drawn-out time frame. Number 5. Compulsiveness. The fanatical attitude is known as compulsiveness goes connected at the hip with nervousness problems, Winston says. In the event that you are continually passing judgment on yourself or you have a great deal of expectant uneasiness about committing errors or missing the mark regarding your principles, at that point you presumably have a nervousness problem. Compulsiveness is particularly basic in the top enthusiastic problem, OCD, which, similar to PTSD, had for some time been seen as an uneasiness issue. OCD can happen unpretentiously, as on account of someone who can't escape the house for 3 hours on the grounds that their cosmetics must be totally perfect and they need to continue to begin once again. Number 6. Fatigue. Turning out to be handily fatigued is another likely side effect of summed-up anxiety issue. This side effect can be astounding to a few, as anxiety is regularly connected with hyperactivity or excitement. For a few, fatigue can follow an anxiety assault, while for other people, the fatigue can be constant. It's muddled whether this fatigue is because of other basic manifestations of anxiety, for example, a sleeping disorder or muscle strain, or whether it very well might be identified with the hormonal impacts of constant anxiety. Notwithstanding, note that fatigue can likewise be an indication of wretchedness or other ailments, so fatigue alone isn't sufficient to analyze an anxiety issue. Number 7. Irritability. A great many people with anxiety issues likewise experience unnecessary irritability. As indicated by one late examination including more than 6,000 grown-ups, over 90% of those with a summed-up anxiety issue detailed inclination profoundly bad-tempered during periods when their anxiety problem was the best-case scenario. Contrasted with self-detailed worriers, youthful and moderately aged grown-ups with a summed-up anxiety issue announced more than twice as much irritability in their everyday lives. Given that anxiety is related to high excitement and over-the-top stressing, it isn't astonishing that irritability is a typical side effect. Number 8. Difficulty concentrating. Numerous individuals with anxiety report experiencing issues concentrating. One investigation including 157 kids and teenagers with summed-up anxiety issues tracked down that more than 66% experienced issues concentrating. Another examination in 175 grown-ups with a similar problem found that practically 90% revealed experiencing issues concentrating. The more awful their anxiety was, the more difficulty they had. A few examinations show that anxiety can interfere with working memory, a sort of memory answerable for holding momentary data. This may help clarify the emotional reduction in execution individuals regularly experience during times of high anxiety. In any case, difficulty concentrating can likewise be an indication of other ailments, for example, a lack of ability to concentrate consistently, confusion or despondency, so it isn't sufficient proof to analyze an anxiety issue. Number 9. Muscles tension issues. Having tense muscles on most days of the week is another successive side effect of anxiety. While tense muscles might be normal, it's not completely comprehended why they're related to anxiety. It is conceivable that muscle tenseness itself builds sensations of anxiety. However, it is additionally conceivable that anxiety prompts expanded muscle tenseness, or that a third factor causes both. Strangely, treating muscle pressure with muscle unwinding treatment has been appeared to lessen stress in individuals with summed-up anxiety problems. A few investigations even show it to be pretty much as successful as intellectual social treatment. Muscle pressure is firmly connected to anxiety, however, the heading of the relationship isn't surely known. Treating muscle pressure has been appeared to help decrease manifestations of stress. Number 10. Trouble falling asleep. Grown-ups ordinarily need 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night, and when your sleep plan begins to endure, it's an indication that something is off. As indicated by the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, ADAA, stress and anxiety can mess sleeping up, or make different issues, such as falling and staying unconscious, more awful. Since sleeping issues can prompt anxiety, or anxiety can prompt sleeping problems, it's ideal to converse with your PCP to decide the hidden causes and how you can deal with them. Number 11. Swear panic attacks. Panic assaults can be frightening. Picture an unexpected, holding sensation of dread and vulnerability that can keep going for a few minutes, joined by alarming actual side effects like breathing issues, a beating or dashing heart, shivering or numb hands, perspiring, shortcoming, or discombobulation, chest torment, stomach torment, and feeling hot or cold. These super regular actual signs are basically because of the battle or flight reaction by the body. James Killian, an authorized proficient advocate, and proprietor of Arcadian Counseling in Woodbridge, Connecticut, tells Health. At the point when you're in a ceaseless condition of uplifted excitement, your cerebrum sends expanded degrees of cortisol and adrenaline all through your body, which makes these actual side effects. Not every person who has a panic assault has an anxiety issue, yet individuals who experience them more than once might be determined to have panic problems. Individuals with panic problems live in dread about when, where, and why their next assault may occur, and they will in general stay away from places where assaults have happened previously. Panic assaults produce amazingly extreme sensations of dread, joined by disagreeable actual indications. Repeating panic assaults might be an indication of a panic issue. Number 12. Irrational fears. Some anxiety isn't summed up in any way. Despite what might be expected, it's connected to a particular circumstance or thing, like flying, creatures, or groups. In the event that the dread gets overpowering, troublesome, and way messed up with regards to the genuine danger implied, it's an indication of fear, a sort of anxiety issue. In spite of the fact that fears can be devastating, they're not clear consistently. Indeed, they may not surface until you defy a particular circumstance and find you're unequipped for conquering your dread. An individual who's anxious about snakes can go for quite a long time without having an issue. Be that as it may, at that point unexpectedly their child needs to go outdoors, and they understand they need treatment. Irrational fears that interfere with everyday work might be an indication of a particular fear. There are numerous kinds of fears, yet all include aversion conduct and sensations of outrageous dread. Please leave a comment below, like and share, with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe iBrainHacks to watch latest videos.